All right, so look, I don't know how else to say this, but Americans should stop showing up to work. It's all a scam. Every morning, millions of Americans drag themselves out of bed before the sun even rises. Tired, anxious, and already thinking about the bills that need to be paid. We rush through our routines, grab us a cup of coffee, sit in traffic, and convince ourselves that this is what it means to be an adult. But what we're really doing is showing up day after day, just to keep paying for a life that never feels like ours. We've been taught that this is normal. We've been taught that our sense of worth comes from how much we can produce, how busy we stay, how hard we grind. We've been told that struggle builds character and that exhaustion means that we're doing something right. But what we call work ethic is really obedience training. It teaches us to ignore our own exhaustion, to confuse pain with purpose, and to worship the same system that keeps us living in survival mode. At first, the system love bombs you. It tells you that if you just work hard, that you can be anything. You can go anywhere. You can have everything. You can have your Jet 2 holiday. It feeds you that American dream fantasy, one that promises you freedom if you stay loyal and compliant. But once it has you hooked, then the tone changes. Now your worth is just tied to your productivity. You give it your energy, your peace, your health, your time with your family, your youth. And in return, it gives you debt, burnout, and just enough comfort to stop you from walking away. Working in this economy is like being in a toxic relationship, but on a national scale. You ask for more, it gaslights you. You should be grateful that you even have a job, okay? All these places, they ain't paying what we paying right here. You have an opportunity, and you should be grateful. You should be grateful, okay? You get sick, it abandons you. You speak up, and it punishes you. And when you finally break down, it replaces you like you never even existed. Just like a toxic partner. It keeps you believing that your suffering is proof of your value. It rewards your loyalty as long as you're convenient. And when you finally start to see the truth, it shames you for wanting to leave. We've all seen this cycle before. We watched our parents, our grandparents give their entire lives to this system. We saw them wake up before dawn, work double shifts, and come home too tired to enjoy the little time that they had left. We saw them sacrifice their dreams for stability, only to retire sick, broken, and barely scraping by. There's no gold at the end of this rainbow. There's no carrot at the end of that stick. Even if there was, even if you did reach it, you realize that you paid more for that carrot than it was ever even worth. The system has taken enough from us already. It's taken time, family, health, joy, and generations of potential that we can never get back. It took our elders' strength and gave them empty promises. And now it's trying to take the next generation's hope. So for those who can, for those who can see through it, maybe it's time to stop feeding it. Maybe it's time to step back and start to think, why are we keeping this thing alive? Every time that you clock in, you are keeping this machine running a little bit longer. And for what? Haven't we lost enough? Haven't we suffered enough? You might think you're just doing your job, but if you follow the trail of where your labor goes, then it tells a different story. That burger you flipped, that package you delivered, that floor you just cleaned, all of it funnels upward. Your time becomes their profit. And that profit doesn't just stay local. It moves through corporate networks, hedge funds, and lobbyists, ending up in the hands of the people and institutions that invest in war, pollution, privatized prisons, and political manipulation. The people who benefit the most from your labor don't even know your name, and they don't give a fuck either. They see you as a statistic, an expendable gear in their global machine. And while they're building empires off of your exhaustion, they're convincing you that your only purpose, that your only value in life, that the only reason that you exist is to keep this machine running. Meanwhile, ordinary people are losing access to everything essential: food, housing, healthcare, stability. Parents are skipping meals so that their children can eat. Elderly people are choosing between food and medicine. The government cuts assistance programs while grocery chains are doubling their prices. And somehow those corporations still post record-breaking profits every quarter. Healthcare tells the same story. People avoid the hospitals because they can't afford the bills. Even those with insurance end up in debt. The system profits more when you stay sick versus than when you heal. And when you see it from that perspective, it doesn't look like healthcare. It looks like financial punishment for being a human. And housing is no better. The rent is rising while the wages are staying the same. You've got neighborhoods filled with empty luxury apartments while people are sleeping in the neighborhood in tents and in their cars. Banks, landlords, the developers, they treat shelter, one of the most basic human needs, as a commodity to be traded for profit. And through all of this, the same system tells you that the problem is you. You just need to work harder. You just need to get better with your money. You need to be financially literate. You need to save more. Okay? Oh, you just need to get a better job. Go out there and just apply and go find you a better job. Okay? It's the same manipulation cycle as any narcissist. Blame the victim, never the abuser. Make you believe that your pain is your fault. But here's the truth. You are not the problem. You are the source. You are the reason this country functions at all. You grow the food, transport the food, cook the food, serve the food, and clean up after it's been eaten. You build the homes, repair the streets, teach the children, care for the sick, and protect the vulnerable. Deliver the mail. You keep the lights on. Everything that works in this society is because of what you do. The billionaires can't grow food. The politicians can't build a house. The executives can't keep a city running. They depend on you for every single thing that they take for granted. And yet they make you feel like you're replaceable. You're the burden. You owe them something. But you know what they can't replace? They can't replace the millions of people finally waking up and realizing their own power. You are the heartbeat of this entire system. And when the heartbeat stops, the illusion dies. Now, I know this world still runs on money. We still have bills, families, responsibilities. So I'm not telling everybody to just run off tomorrow and quit their jobs and just live off of good intentions. That's not reality. But there are ways that we can start reclaiming our power right now. You can stop overworking. You can stop volunteering for extra shifts that break your body but barely increase your paycheck. You can stop sacrificing every ounce of energy for these companies that would replace you without a moment's notice. Save some of that energy for yourself. Save some for your family. And as we start to pull back some of that energy from them, we can start redirecting that energy towards each other. Start growing food with your neighbors. Start training skills, resources, and knowledge. Support small farmers, local builders, and independent creators. Teach what you know and learn what you don't. Form community networks that don't depend on the same corporations that are exploiting you. Every time you invest in people instead of profit, you take that power back. When you stop showing up for a narcissist, they lose control. At first, they lash out. They guilt trip you. They'll tell you that you can never survive without them. But once you stop feeding them your energy, they wither. And that's exactly how this system will react too. It will try to scare you, shame you, distract you. It will tell you that you can't live without it. But that's the final lie, the one that keeps it alive. Because the truth is, this system doesn't run on money. It runs on belief. It runs on human energy. And the moment that we stop giving it that, it collapses. We can still create, grow, build without them. We don't need billionaires. We don't need taxes that only enrich the rich. We don't need systems of control and surveillance pretending that they are the natural laws of the universe. We don't need corporate colonialism telling us how to live on a planet that already provides everything that we need for free. This isn't about laziness. This is about liberation. It's about ending a toxic relationship with a narcissistic system that has been exploiting us for years. You don't heal by staying. You heal by leaving. When we finally stop showing up for the abuser, we can finally start showing up for ourselves, for our family, for our community, for the planet that we live on, the planet that sustains us. Because once we take that energy that we've been pouring into these corporations and begin to pour it into each other, the world will change faster than anyone can expect. When we feed each other instead of the machine, we can remember what it means to be human and to be alive again. We don't need them. We never did. So yes, Americans should stop showing up to work. Because when you stop showing up for a system that never loved you, that's when the healing can really begin. And once that healing begins, this entire scam can fall apart for good. Thanks for watching, y'all. One love. Peace.